But yeah, for the ones who are joining us live, I'm not sure what StreamYard allows you to do, but I'll need you to um, try and interact. If it allows you to send comments or 1 hour is fine. 1 hour. Thank you, sir. Um, yeah, so get those comments and then add them post production. Hello everyone. This is Unhlanhla Gankala. I am your host with the most from SafeSpace. With me, joining me live on the call, we have Umzwake, the guy who's supposed to be my ghost guy today. I'm just gonna apologize to everyone who's joining us on the link. I should have been more organized or whatnot, but officially now we are starting. Today we are talking about youth on politics. Why is the youth not so interested in politics in general? Like we don't play like that. We don't. Okay, some of the guests have joined us. I'm seeing Khori, there's more people joining us on the live. We're just gonna try and because we're using my phone's audio, so we're just gonna try and be audio. We start somewhere. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much for everyone who's joining us online and yeah, all of that. We hope this is gonna be a very lucrative and engaging conversation. Today we are talking about youth on politics. Like I said, it's Youth Month. Um, it's like 1 year after. How long has it been since the GNU was formed?
Uh, yeah, it's been quite a year actually.
It's been a year.
Yeah, the last elections were 2024.
They
Yeah,
were 2024 and it was May. And I remember.
no, don't worry. I can see I'm checking out the comments here actually as we're speaking as well.
Oh, there's people
Just
who's
to
actually
see.
commenting.
Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
on the but yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
you can.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, yeah, you were saying the elections were last year.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah, the GNU was last year. Yeah,
Yeah, because last time we had this conversation
last year. Right?
Yeah, it was last year.
Like around June. Was it June?
Yeah, no, it wasn't June. It was the day before the actual elections were supposed to happen. And then a lot of things happened that we predicted on the first episode, like the GNU being formed and the ANC losing a lot of its votes. That happened. But a lot has happened that we did not predict, like the ministers that were appointed as part of the GNU. So a lot has happened. We're just going to try and dissect that. It's just unfortunate that, is this thing still live? Okay, I think we are good now. So we're just gonna be having an open conversation. I have someone in the live who is actually very high. He's the youth league head. Yeah, like he's like the head. He goes to all the meetings. It's just the big guy there.
Hey, he should have been here then. Eh?
Why? Because you have too many.
Who was it? Muzi Kabelo.
Yes.
Who?
Kabelo. It's
Kabelo. Okay,
it's Kabelo Golden.
Yeah.
Kabelo Golden is
Ito.
like yeah.
Ito,
yeah.
yeah.
He calls himself Golden, so I just call him Golden. Yeah, so he's like the youth league leader for PA, and something interesting happened before the elections. We knew Gayton McKenzie, Honorable Gayton McKenzie, Timer, was there, and then he wanted to take Minister of Policing. He wanted to take. He wanted like a lot of home affairs. He wanted to do that with his campaign, Abahambe. That ended up not happening, and then he got Minister of Arts and Culture. From my side, I feel like he's the most active out of all the people who were elected Kulea GNU, because as soon as he came in, he released a list of like a lot of things. It was there, right? It seemed like he was active. And then after that, he made spinning a sport, which was very nice. It was well welcomed within the colored community. And then I don't know what's happening now. maybe Kabelo can tell us what's happening in the political landscape when it comes to the GNU and the PA. Kabelo, can you hear us?
And Gaten Mackenzie.
Yeah.
I think
Is he saying something there?
yeah. Okay, Kabela can't. Okay, Kabela's trying to say something, but
Can he unmute his mic?
he's trying. He's been trying to fix his mic for quite some time now.
The mic
Yeah,
is
he's
mic.
able to join, but he sounds far away actually with his mic.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if probably we can have another episode where we can pull Kabela. I would absolutely love to hear
Okay.
what he has to say. It's really nice to have someone who's really in politics, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can actually make.
yeah. I remember the last one we had a guy who's very devoted in the EFF.
Yeah.
A guy who is very devoted in the ANC.
ANC.
Yeah. And then this is the first time actually I've never actually sat with someone who loves PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it has never been actually.
Yeah.
It's not like there's nothing nice about the PA. I think at the beginning we always thought of the PA as a colored party. Like it's a party that speaks the voice of colored people.
Yeah, but he's very black. He's a black guy. His name is Kabelo.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not saying a black guy shouldn't support the colored party. I'm just saying I wonder, I probably haven't read the manifesto of the PA. Yeah. Maybe that's why maybe probably absolutely you can tell us more about it. Like what is it?
So in their manifesto, I think he can make a more right, a conclusion about their manifesto. But it seemed like they had a lot of focus in improving the lives of South Africans, not just for the colored community, but for black people in general, because the scales have always been tipped towards the white population. In all fairness, we are not saying all white people are well off. There's still white people in very impoverished areas, and this PEE is not working for them. Because
Not working for who?
For those white people. Did you see that there was
Okay.
this uproar that happened when Trump was saying, white farmers are being unalived or whatnot, and then there were a lot of white people who came up and were like, yo, dude, on top of that, dude, this PE is just discriminating, because if I'm going to apply for a job and there's a black person there, because of this PEE, they're going to employ the black person first, which I haven't experienced, but it's
Yeah, well, it's quite a lot actually. I think you brought up BEE. We've had a lot of debates about BEE, especially on the news. This was after Elon Musk said things as well about the BEE, and then obviously through my research as well, it seems like a lot of people don't believe the BE is working, even for the blacks.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
even
working for their friends.
Yeah, because you think about it, you can argue this and say, for example, you say, you're working because of the BEE. If it wasn't for the BEE, they would have hired white people. But we've got what do you call it? Affirmative action for that. To say, without the BEE, the affirmative action could still hire black people in companies.
Yeah.
These are my thoughts. Because the BEE, for me, it feels like it's more for tenders.
Yeah.
If you want, and it's not easy to even get a tender through
It's
BEE.
not.
That's why there's this guy. He's a brother of our former president Thabo Mbeki. He spoke about how BEE was formed in one of the podcasts. This is an old podcast from David's studio.
Yeah. Mashabel.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. The guy speaks about how, the mystery, I think that we all don't know, Codesa, how the meeting in Codesa that happened, I think in Zambia, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice,
or somewhere in Africa. And how the BE was organized, actually.
They're in Codesa.
I might be...
Alleged.
I might be corrected.
Sure.
And it mostly feels like it's only for a few. It's only there to make a few people rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the not the majority of black people.
Yeah,
Right?
so I think I'm more interested in where it all went wrong, because it seems like the ideas were there. In theory, right? The ideas were supposed to help black people, but they are not. As someone who's been trying to break into the entrepreneurial whatever you may say, like they will tell you, okay, your business has to be 50% black owned, black youth owned. We have all of those things, and when you get there, there's more red tape that you have to go through. They're like, like for NYDA, for example, you go to NYDA, they'll tell you, okay, just give us your idea. You do the whole thing, jump through loops and all of those things, and then when it's time for them to actually give you the funding, it just becomes a problem. I went through Cyril Ramaphosa's Shanduka Black Umbrellas. I'm dropping names, dog. Yeah, I'm dropping names, dog. I'm dropping names. I did that whole thing, went through loops, went up and down.
Okay, let's go back. What the Sarah Ramaphosa Shanduka Black Umbrella? For those who don't know, what is it about? Yeah.
Okay, so that's like it's almost like NYDA type of thing, but you can apply for more grant, right? So what they do is they take you through an incubation process for your business, so that they get it to a point where it's ready to get investments. What I didn't understand is that they most likely want a business that's already working, right? My business was in maintenance, right? I entered because I thought I'd get funding so that I can get equipment and then I can start the thing. And then when the time came for the money to come in, they're like, how much does your business make? I'm like, dude, when I get a job every now and then, I came here because I want to expand, because where I'm working, because I was just doing amategi, your dustbins, ingadi, and those things are seasonal. But if I have like a database of people to say, okay, this thing nyala, changing I'll need a car, I'll need equipment, I'll need all of those things. That didn't happen, right? So that's my emotions when it comes to the government and empowering the youth in general, right? They are saying they are making employment. Okay, there's a lot of things that happened, right? There's a lot of good that happened. There's Youth Yes for Youth program that happened, and it has employed a lot of people. There's teacher's assistants, right? But all of these solutions are temporary, right? I think it's just a solution where they just put a plaster on something so that, people stop talking. Because if I'm going to give you a contract and it's just for 1 year, what's going to happen after that? Or it's just for 6 months, right? I'm going to go back to poverty and impoverishment, and then I'll try, because now I'll make other means, right? So unfortunately, for the general population of South Africa, those decisions often end up being something else altogether. So I don't know if any of the people in their life have something to add with regards to what we are talking about, as to particularly why the youth is so disinterested in politics. Is it a thing of niyafuna ukuyenza but the doors are closed, or is it a thing of siyasaba because hey dog, we are managed and run by mafias? The ways to sit corner, it's a lot. But maybe I can get your opinion on it before we go on the live.
Okay, cool, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So firstly, just addressing people on the live, I don't think like people can hear us or connect with us. I'm just looking at the comment as well.
They can't hear us.
Well, they probably can, but they don't feel they don't feel like they're part of the conversation. Actually.
The mic is not working for them.
Yeah. As they might like, actually, to be more verbal.
Have they added themselves to the studio? They're supposed to click on the thing. They're supposed to click on their icon, like on StreamYard, so that they can be added to the stage, and then they can be able to make comments and stuff.
I think they need to be a tutorial.
I said the tutorial. I said the tutorial.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We should have prepared more. But let's just get your views, and then.
Yeah. No. I think I feel you. I get you 100%. Actually, someone else will come and say, Black South Africans are lazy. You know, we've had that so many times. It's like there is a feel like we might be too dependent on the government. Like, you know, it's like we've been. There's a feel which we are hand spoon. What do you call it? Spoon fed. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, spoon fed.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, everything. Grant. Like we're the only African country that gets. You go to university, they pay for you. Your hospitals are paid. Schools are paid for. No, those things are free. You know, you get pregnant, they pay for you. You get into a car accident, they pay for you. You know, some other African countries are shocked actually. At how we live. Probably that's why other people want to come and be South Africans, because you know. But but I get you. I get you 100% actually in terms of this economy is not favoring the youth.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, that's there's a during 2016. If you're watching the news, I saw. I think it was in ENCA, there was a strike actually in the northwest province. I think it was at Potchefstroom.
Yeah, Potchefstroom. Sure.
Yeah, apparently I need to come here with a lot of research. Actually, Northwest has the highest unemployment rate in the whole country. You know, apparently, even though it has a lot. If you ever driven to Potchefstroom, you see mines all over the road side by side.
Sure.
And yesterday, funny enough, I was there. I was at Potchefstroom. I spoke to one of the people who lived there. Actually, it was a father of my friend. He said, "A lot of these mines have foreigners in it." And going back to Gaten, that's what Gaten has a problem with in this country. You know, and that's what we have a problem with, most of us.
Yeah,
like it's not like we hate Africans. We love Africans. It's just how Africans are treated in our own country.
Yeah, but it makes more business sense to hire someone from outside, because now minimum wage, you don't have to give them minimum wage. They can work for close to scraps. And if I'm being honest, now I have to admire the grit that people from other countries have. I can agree with you when you're saying, okay, some people can come and say South Africans are lazy. That's fine. But if we are being honest, our education is not preparing us to be I don't know what the word, but for ukuthi sikwazi ukuziphilela thina ngokwethu. We are just being bred to go and work at Jet or Remakams, or the smart ones, the really smart ones go to university and then they make something of their lives. But what about the rest of the guys? Do they become forgotten? And there's also this thing of you go to school, you do everything right, but uhlale nephepha lakho ekhasi, right? So what do you do?
Being a graduate but don't get a job.
You understand, dog? Me, myself, now I'm a graduate. I've been unemployed for the past 6 months. And people tell you, no, tech, dog, you go to school and you do something in IT, you're going to get a job. No, it's not the case, because there's too much red tape, dog. For an internship position, they're going to need experience, they're gonna need you to have, you know. And it's like, dude, listen, I was at school. Most of the things that you want me to do, I can learn on the job, because that's why you guys have training. So why should there be more red tape, you know? And then also another thing that I've introduced as South Africans, nje sinalento leyo mona, gatekeeping, umuntu angaxolela ukuthi angakhiphi ukuthi esipanini kuyaqhashwa ngoba ubona ngathi lo uhlakaniphile uzongithathela isipani. And sometimes it does happen, right? Ukuthi umuntu afike lapho and then they become more popular and then you become the spotlight, uphelele umsebenzi. But why does that happen? What happened nje from the start? Because if we are being honest, even no Shaka, great Shaka, there were wars happening before the people came to colonize us. So besiloko silwa thina ngokwethu, and then they saw it and they exploited it. And what I don't understand is that how are we more welcoming towards other people than our own kind? So I don't know. Maybe we can. Has anyone said anything in the comments, particularly for this? And then maybe we can read it out.
Okay, I'm gonna check quickly. But sorry, it's still loading. Okay, while it's still loading, I think I hear what you're saying. Actually, you know, I think it speaks to it's the conversation we all know, like how we Okay, no one said anything in the comments so
Yeah.
far, yeah. But anyway, how black people, we don't love each other. You know, that's what everybody talks about. But I feel like it was created that we don't. It was engineered. Let me put it that way. Not created. It was engineered for us to not love each other.
Yeah.
You know, I think even through times of Shaga, Shaga, okay, good. Shaga, if we know the story, was there to conquer and enlarge his kingdom. Actually, that was his aim. Actually, to make his kingdom bigger.
Yeah.
And we can see the Zulus are one of the biggest tribes. Actually, yeah. But it doesn't mean he hated the other nations.
Yeah.
There, apparently, actually, whatever I'm saying, actually, I need people to make a research. Yeah, I just want to be corrected. Yeah. Apparently, Shaga respected other kingdoms, like the Rain Queen. Apparently, Shaga,
Queen Mujaji.
Shaga respected Mujaji.
Yeah.
There was a mutual respect as well between Shaga and King Swat.
Yeah.
Apparently, you know I think who else? But there was other kingdoms that there were respect actually.
Moshweshwe, is he the only one who defeated his? Because Lesotho and Bergville, they are just neighbors. And I heard the story, Uti, the only way they defeated Ushaga was going up the mountains and then...
The story goes, it's back and forth. Some said it wasn't Shaga, actually. Some said it was... it was not Dingani, sorry. It was... probably Dingani. But it was Umziligas.
Umziligas.
Some say that when they separated to actually form parts of the Matebele people.
Sure. Because there's a lot that happened for us to even get here. There's a lot of migration that happened upwards and downwards.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many history. But black to black people, what about the so-called Bantu people?
Yeah.
That we pride ourselves in.
Yeah.
So, saying, about... Umuntu ngabantu. Like what about all of that actually?
Sure.
You know what history, what does history say about that part? I don't really think we actually hated each other. We did fight. That's true.
Yeah.
You know, the stories that tell us that we come from up there in the Cameroon, Nigeria, and went down. And when we saw the Khoi people, the Khoi started hunting our animals. We started a war with them, but we ended up at peace with the Khoi. It wasn't and then we ended up seizing land that had no one there. Right? So even when the Dutch came, they saw land. We were like, okay, cool, you can stay there. They stayed on that land. That was okay, actually. That was cool. So I think in that, for me, I do believe black people originally are kind people.
Yeah.
But they were engineered to hate each other. That's why when you go to Soweto, you've got Zola, Adi, to separate her, to say Sutu is one side, Zulu is one side. You know,
and we are so far from our workplace, so we're not even gonna.
Exactly, you know, So that all was engineered because if we are united, we might defeat the enemy. You know, it was so bad that black people had to create another language in order for white people. Exactly. To make sure the whites don't understand what they're talking about and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also I was watching this other podcast. It was Penwell. He had Untlantla there and this other lady who's an attorney. I forgot her name. So they were talking about why black people are so this Nale mentality nani. And then they mentioned Ibrahim Traore, very great man, making waves in Africa. You also said something about South Africans are lazy and all of our things get paid for. That guy is pushing so that education is free in Africa because he understands which once you emancipate a black person or a person in general in education, that's where they can actually make decisions for themselves and they can, improve their lives. So he mentioned something. He said, Tina, the way Kulumang cupcake ngakhona. I mean, we are the only country in the world who has nicknames for our presidents, right? For very influential people. We have scandals. We have ministers doing some crazy things. Not so long ago, there was a sex tape that was leaked of some prominent lady in the ANC. And then there was another gigantic guy from the ANC. So my question is, are we politically educated as South Africans and as the youth to basically think because the ways into Ngakona, the youth, we don't care. Like, we don't care what happens to the country. We don't care about politics, but these people, the decisions that they make, they affect us, right? I wanted us to talk about global politics. Now what's happening, there's a Ukraine war happening. It's been happening for a long time. There's Iran and Israel now. And then I don't know if you guys still remember Congo, which has always been a war zone altogether. So I just wanted to know, Guti, what are your inputs regarding this? How does it affect us as South Africans? Because I heard a lot of people saying, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the war because it doesn't affect us. Wire. Yeah. So I don't know, what's your take on that one? The global conflict that's happening. Are we closer to World War III? Nuclear? What is that what's happening now?
Yeah. Okay, when you say that, I'm thinking of the recent war, obviously.
Yeah.
I think of course we feel far away from the conflicts. The mere fact that missiles are not landing in Joburg, it doesn't mean it's not really affecting us.
Yeah.
So for me, okay, you spoke about a lot of wars, but the recent one, let me just specify the one that's
Iran.
the Iran and the Israel war.
Sure.
Yeah, just a brief. Okay, I don't want to go back into history, but why it starts now, the way it starts, you know, it's not because obviously Iran is trying to. It has its own. It claims it's not forming any nuclear weapon. It has nuclear programs, actually. Right? Yeah, uranium.
But they're saying it's for NH.
Yeah, right. They're just doing, but Israel is afraid. It's like, nah, man, these guys. I think they might be getting close because the uranium is becoming purified, man. Yeah. It's like these guys are gonna form a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, sure.
They are closer to it, therefore we have to bomb them. And then this is. They've been saying this for 30 years, more than 30 years. They've been saying the same thing. That's it. They've been saying Iran is getting closer to forming a nuclear bomb.
For everyone who they've bombed, Saddam Hussein, who's that guy who was that guy gave them a problem? The one who was killed by Obama, Bin Laden.
Yeah.
They said that about him. They said that about Gaddafi. They said that about a lot of influential African leaders. So
or Middle East as well.
Isn't it in Africa?
What?
Middle East. I've always getting those confused.
No, it's in Asia.
It's in Asia.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Middle East is like Yemen.
Oh yeah.
It's like Qatar or United Emirates. It's in the Middle East.
Oh.
And you can't say Dubai is in Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But on the continent, where is it like specifically?
In Asia.
It's in Asia.
Yeah, it's part of Asia actually.
Oh, I thought it's that Tambonyana, that Bonyana, that's
in Africa,
to the rest of Europe.
It's part of the Middle East actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
so the war. So of course, Israel decides to bomb the nuclear stations, the ones that it can't bomb. There's some that it wasn't able to because they're deep underground, right? In which the US is the only country that has a type of bomb to dig deep actually and bomb something beneath the you know. Yeah, so after Israel bombed nuclear places and some of the scientists and the military leaders and in Iran started to shoot missiles, actually thousands and thousands of them actually. It was a first time looking at the news. You listen to Israel has an Iron Dome, Dawn Sling, something like that. These are defense actually to fight against the missiles if they come, and then these things will intercept them, right? But at the same time, you had Iran constantly shooting. They were bombing hospitals in Israel. They were bombing scientific areas, buildings, actually.
But that's what happened in Gaza, my war.
Exactly. And this war is getting closer to being expensive for Israel. Because apparently Iran has missiles that they can shoot for 3 months. And they couldn't sustain the war for 3 months because those Iron Dome, they're like more than 2 million or something. And if they... Every day missiles are coming. It was coming around 12 billion actually per month that they had to spend in that war, right? It was becoming very expensive actually. And then, of course, Trump came in and saying, apparently, this actually happened. They were supposed to have a negotiation table.
Before the
Yeah,
bombing.
they're supposed to negotiate this about the nuclear program. Because whatever Obama signed, Trump said, this is crap. So I think Obama signed something like, you guys can have a nuclear program, but don't build an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And then there was an agreement.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, but Trump is like, no, this whatever Obama did is nonsense. They scripted out, actually.
But what's crazy is that I did some research here. There's this top study, an organization that actually is like a census for countries that have nuclear bomb capabilities. And then in that list, Israel was there, America was there, India was there, China, Russia. We are not there because of some deals that were made. We did have it, but those deals were scrapped. But Iran is not, it's not in that list. And then I asked AI some more, I'm like, listen, are there any signs that Iran is building nuclear bombs? They're like, no. The signs are just that they want to have their own stable, form of energy. And then do you think the war is about something more? Because there's no sign to say Iran is making nuclear bombs.
Yeah, okay, but wait, let me answer how does it affect us? Let me get into that quick, actually.
Sure.
Yeah. How would this... Okay, cool, yeah. That was a summary of the war. And the US came in, decided to bomb those underground. And nuclear saying is going to attack military bases in the US, where the US Army is there. But in terms of South Africa, how does it get into us?
Yeah.
I feel like two ways, right? Number one is Iran has a lot of oil.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it controls the Gulf Sea, something like that, where a lot of ship passes there.
Yeah.
So it's going to affect trading. Now we're going to have the Houthis from Yemen and the Somalians are taking ships that are passing there. So trading is going to be affected. I feel like oil as well is going to be the price of oil. Now petrol in South Africa is going to be expensive. And we know what that means. If petrol increases,
it's more expensive.
Food increases. So the standard of living in South Africa becomes tougher. So even though it's a war there, but now it hits on us. Yeah, that's how it affects us.
Yeah.
That's the bad part. The good part of this, what is supposed to be a good part, but I don't know how it's really assessed. It's ships are going to have to take a long route now to go to China or to Asia, in which they need to pass through South Africa to refill.
Oh,
and that's for me should be a benefit from us. It's okay, we're able to supply global trade now. Even though it's expensive to them, but hey, listen,
but can we maintain the demand?
Hey, listen, the last war we were kind of like unable to. There were ships stuck in the ports because they were. Here's the thing: they were unable to text them. That was the thing. We don't know how to text you guys. Because there's someone that needs to go to SARS. They don't know how to do the calculations and all that. So if we were smart enough, that's kind of our loophole actually that we can tap into as a country. Even Risera Ramaphosa was talking about tapping into the
eco energy,
the harbors in the country actually.
Yeah, and we are between two oceans,
dude.
Yeah, so
exactly. Yeah, so that's the benefits and the disadvantage of this actually. But there's more disadvantage than the benefits, to be honest with you. Yeah. So that's
Do you think we are politically ready to do something like what Ibrahim Traore is doing? Because if that happens, dog, we have leaders who've made a lot of deals with a lot of leaders who don't want anything good for South Africa. So how is that going to... so if, for example, we are like, yo, listen, every colonizer must leave this place, is it a Zimbabwe situation?
Yo, you can't really say, yo, every colonizer leave this place. That's crazy, man. No. That's insane. No, that's
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, but the thing about Ibrahim Traore, damn man, like he's making deals for his country.
Yeah,
it's not like he said he did. He kicked off France actually.
France,
because they were not
benefiting.
They were not Ibrahim Traore is from which country? From
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso. They were not Burkina Faso. They were not part of Burkina Faso. It's like white people are part of South Africa now.
Yeah,
It's a different.
Oh,
yeah.
It's also called segregation. Like, but you are white, you are black.
No. It's like there was the army that will be there actually just to monetize. I don't know what the France was doing there actually. Was trying at Burkina Faso. Yeah, but anyway, Ibrahim Traore is like, Thomas Sankara. Yeah, it's like the nowadays Thomas Sankara type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, is South Africa ready to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing?
That's what I'm asking.
Hey, man, we have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
To say, imagine we standing up. If we do that, you know what that means? That means we take our minds and make it ours. The minds like that in South Africa.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm saying these minds.
Nationalize them.
Yeah, we're nationalizing the minds. We're nationalizing the banks.
Yo.
That's crazy. Yo, that's
Zimbabwe status, my man.
Yeah, that's like that's a big, bruh.
Yeah.
So it's something we want, but it's something we're afraid to tap into because
it's too radical. So what's the worst case scenario that happens, and then the best case scenario? Okay, manje, we do nationalize the mines. We understand what white people are a part of us. We have white people who are talking Tswana Zulu on TikTok, and it's like they talk it better than us. So clearly we are a Rainbow Nation. That's, the world views us a Rainbow Nation, right? And we accept them. And that's why the Great Footsec, when the Great Footsec was happening, only 49 people left. And they exaggerated that number. And most of them were call center agents, car guards. None of them were farmers, because farmers who live here live nice, right? So I just wanted to see... in your perspective, Yako, what's the worst case scenario that can happen and the best case scenario?
Okay. So, by the way, there was one farmer who left from Mpumalanga.
Okay.
Okay, let me not say like one farmer that I've heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost said I know of.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I've heard of actually that left and went there with farm, 9-bedroom house, 3 cars. Like, okay, cool.
And he left.
To...
What was his reason?
He wrote about the same. We're killing white people in this country. We're not. Yeah.
Okay, let me. I don't know. Me and Sibusiso, for those of you guys who don't know, Sibusiso and me have been friends since we were like 7 or I don't know 10, right? He comes from a different background. I come from a different background. In my house, yeah.
In terms of what? Oh, household. Okay,
household cool. Background,
yeah.
Right? In my house, it was common for people not to finish school and then just pursue crime, right? And it was fine. Not that we didn't have people who were smart, but crime just worked better for us, right? What does that do? And I just wanted to play the devil's advocate, and I'm not saying that crime is good, but sometimes people are pushed into doing that. If you are living a life of poverty since you were young, and I might be talking from spoiled perspective, but dude, we can't run away from the fact that there are people who are in poverty in South Africa, and hunger shouldn't be a thing because food should be free, right? Why our schools not teaching us to make our own food, make ways to make our own money instead of depending on them? So with regards to him getting robbed and what, I feel like from my perspective, people are pushed. There's people vele nje yazi ukuthi kule yandlu leyana igebengu uzoba isigebengu umntwana wakhona, but there are people who are pushed into that. As a result, because these farmers are in very secluded places, right? Farms and large acres. Someone can live in your property for months and you wouldn't even see because that it's too large, right? So people can plan kahle bazi ukuthi siyangena laphayana, and unfortunately there's resistance because people don't want to let go of their things, and then bad things happen. But in my perspective, angicabanga ukuthi if you can give a South African purpose, they're not gonna do it, right? And make it fair. If you are saying you are creating jobs, don't make these learnerships our 3 months, umuntu akhole 3.5, and then after that uyenzani or uchanyela itrad. It's fine, sharp. if there are people who want to do that, but make it sustainable, because what we are given now is not working. Yeah.
Okay, you said something interesting. Actually, yeah. So you're thinking poverty pushes people to do crime?
In my perspective,
Yeah.
from how I grew up and the people that I was around. For example, there's a cousin of mine who just passed away. That guy, we knew ukuthi usebenza njengamakhishi, right?
Yeah.
I knew he never killed anyone in his life because he did it peacefully. Bekayenza sure ukuthi uyaphuma endlini akustadishe, uphuma endlini angene kahle athathe into zakho ahambe. Right? There's people who specifically work ngamakhishi. There's people who do hijacking. And Sekasi, dog, Ezola, right? There's like, the general, the highest occupation that we have. So I don't know from your perspective, maybe we can see it from the perspective of people who are like, yo, South Africans are lazy. What do you say to that?
Yeah. Mara, okay, cool. Going back to this point. Yeah, we grew up in two different households.
This person. Yeah.
Yeah. We grew up in two different households.
And
someone's calling. Yeah, very I agree. But our lives were even though Svendekasi, both of us.
Still on this thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's on actually. But yeah, but even those both of us, Anyang is Ngamden.
Yeah.
Anyang is Ngamden, dog. I didn't go to the only Ngamla to almost Ngamla. I went on was a Catholic school in primary as a Holland. It's a class and I still.
Sure.
I was still a class, Yeah. They were growing up because it was different household, Abanye back blind. Abanye we got better blind. Actually, it's really tough. Actually, couldn't gazi utalana la tough la. The mama can nini mthole ejwaleni njalo tsawu mama kabanibande yeah very too. And then siyazi abantu abashaya crime ekas. Laba crime into zabo and all that. Yeah, it was like that if it's and it's like there were two different economies in the same township. That's how growing up as well. Nkule, okay, I'm not gonna lie, saving lamba. Well, I was okay actually. I was okay than maybe
than me.
No. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. But there were people who were well off than I was, than my family. Actually, let me put it that way. Cause but at the same time, and going back to a crime actually, and how it shaped us, ikas. But we used to brag about being chased by the police. Yeah. All those things sounded cool actually.
My thing is, like you said, we have amakas and they're built like boxes. So if you spend most of your time uhlezilana and endlini bag stressor, you're gonna end up falling victim to this thing. Because now ngiyazi mina ngisakhula, they were against outehlale ekhoneni idlala ama-dice. They never wanted that. So it's not that because I come from a underprivileged background, they were perpetuating. They wanted good for us to happen. It's just unfortunate that we had a high dropout rate in my family and stuff. In my perspective, if I was given an opportunity to make a change, I would. And also, I think poverty has been engineered in such a way that it becomes a part of us, particularly to these townships and stuff, because we still get people who are like, siyahlupheka. And lawo magama amanye nje asenza ukuthi siqhubeke sihlupheke. So I think it's just one of those things nje where it's subjective. But I think the power is in, because we have this thing as black people where we are panda, and then maqeda ukupanda, instead of coming and lifting other people, which is also controversial because you're going to say abantu ba lazy and stuff, but lift them up, dog. How did you get these opportunities? Clearly, people who, can you just, that's what I try to do with my statuses. When I come across my posts and stuff, I, share them with people and stuff, which is, I'm not getting paid, right? But you can pay it forward because le mentality le esinayo ifakwe egazini ukuthi mangipopa mina eKaslami kufanele bangibone kufanele bezwe ngami mangifika lana yimi ngithenga amatshwala bese ngikutshela amasimba because I have beef with you from a long time ago. And then I was like, yeah, lona ungijwayela kabi ungithathela uchiri. You know what? I'm just gonna marinate this beef. Ngihambe ngesikolweni ngibe right and then ngimbuye ngimbonise ukuthi is my bitch type of thing. So that mentality nje, it just has to change for me, and we need a certain level of political education because these things are affecting us. We have people who are on drugs, right? And it's not an excuse. I'm not making excuse for substances and ukubalekela inkinga zakho, but for some people it's not easy. Ukuthi nje amanati as in I'm just gonna thug it out, right? Like I'm trying now. It's okay, it's a lot happening to me, but I'm here trying. Right. So if I can do it and it does work out for me, hopefully that's also gonna inspire other people. Right. I wanted us to touch on South Africa, joblessness, fatherlessness. How does that affect us, and how are we making ways in this trying economy that we find ourselves in?
Damn, bro. Hopefully I was able to answer all these questions, actually.
It's a lot, dog.
Even the one who skipped.
No, it's fine, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's that joblessness. I think it's one of the first things actually you spoke about. Actually, the youth unemployment.
Sure.
And the BEE and what it's doing for us and all that. And I like how we diverted into crime, because these are all linked together.
Yeah.
You know, people money. I think they are people, unemployed people.
Yeah.
Hungry people. They tend to do.
And some of them actually went to school and they're staying with their certificates. A guy.
Exactly. Yeah, you understand. Yeah, it's like it's a whole. How do we sort out the crime rates in this country? We need to educate.
Yeah.
You need to educate. Not just educate, but help black people to find jobs.
Yeah.
Like create more jobs. For me, my part now will be this is might be killed. We need to get rid of BEE and help companies that really have, like, if you remember BEE, if a company wants to come here, it needs to give 30% shares to a black-owned company.
Yeah.
Totally. Give it. So let companies come if they want to come.
Yeah.
I think a lot of black people will be employed. This is me.
Yeah.
Without this is deep. Without BEE.
Yeah, because the majority just wants a job, dog. You know.
Yeah.
And even if you are a businessman, you need money to start that business. Sorry for cutting you in.
Yeah. I think that's okay. That's my take, actually. Yeah, unemployment rate does affect South Africa. You know, whether some of them have degrees in John Bush, but they can't make any ends meet. Or some of them, even when they've got the degrees, the jobs that they have, they cannot sustain anything.
Yeah.
Imagine a degree in it or 5K.
Dude, and then there's another thing that happens, especially when you are trying to apply for these universities. You apply for something and they're like, no, you don't qualify for that one. You can do this one.
Yeah.
And then now you've already applied for NSFAS and you are doing something you don't have passion in. You finish your certificate because it's something you just qualified for. So I think there should be, in my opinion, the system should be scrapped, started all over, because they set up a system for something that was relevant then. Manje, things are changing. Technology is coming in, AI is coming in, and I also want you to maybe touch kancane kule ndaba le Bella Act, these acts that are being introduced, land reform. It would have been nice if the guy from EFF would have said something about this, but we'll set up something for them.
Damn. Yeah. I remember Bella Act about the schools not having.
So Bella Act, from my understanding, it's basically, you know how it is now. The school governing body decides whether or not a child should be admitted, right? So if I want to go to a predominantly white school, they choose, can I come in? And when I get there, I have to do the subjects that they are doing. My subject is going to be an additional language, and it's not going to be done as, English is going to be first and then Afrikaans, right? And June 16 should have told you something about Africans and black people. We don't mix. So I think Bella Act is trying to correct that. It's just that they should have worded it better for the average South African to understand. But in essence, what it's saying is there should be more inclusion. More children should be able to learn in their languages, their native languages. And if you want good quality education as a parent who can afford, you can go to a school that you feel like, yeah, my child can be here, and the school governing body doesn't make the decision based on whether or not you are black. I mean, there are schools now where they tell you if you have afro or whatnot, that's unprofessional hair and you have to cut it and you have to comb it. There's a lot of things that happened around that subject. So I think Bella Act is acting against that.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I know you're the one asking questions, but let me put it to you. Then why are a lot of people striking? A lot of white people, why are they striking?
From what I'm getting, it's as if we are trying to dilute what they have. What I've noticed about particularly the Afrikaner people, and there's something interesting about that I read about Afrikaans, the language. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I think same, yeah.
But they feel like we are trying to dilute them, because if now they can't be gatekeepers for their schools, because one thing's for sure, if you go to a predominantly white school, you are more likely to get more opportunities later on. I only realized that when I went to tertiary. People who are from different backgrounds know more, learn more, have more resources, more learned and stuff, because these things are exposed to them. So I feel like Afrikaner people are like, yo, you guys are trying to dilute us.
But in what way?
I don't know, dog. They are trying to preserve their culture, I guess.
Is it better X saying no to Afrikaans?
I don't know, dog.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's research more about the Bella Act.
Yeah.
And then we can come back, because I've heard about it. I listened to it, but I didn't go deep, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And then land reform,
Land reform. I think that's it. Yo, that's a deep one, man.
Yeah.
That's a very deep one. Okay. Speaking about my trip in Northwest, I was, the guy I was visiting actually had a big yard. But the house was fairly nice, actually. That yard and that house alone can fit Amadlala I-5, so it's
Yeah.
5 houses. Yeah. Okay, sorry. And they are yachts, actually. Yeah. I remember having a conversation with one white person actually about this, and talks about no one owns the land. You also don't come from here.
Yeah.
The only people who are here are Khoi people. The problem is that the issue that we're having is that when white people came, we were like
displaced people.
Yeah. It's okay for you to come in and find land and stay in it. And let people stay where they are. Don't actually start telling people where they should stay in order for you to control them. Take them from, remember, what is it, D14? What's it?
Migrant labor.
Yeah.
What happened was they took us from the rural areas, because there was this guy, Port Shepstein. Apparently was a white guy who could even speak all of the African languages, and he got into us and he told us, yo, listen, Lobola has to change. This is not wealth. You guys have to go and work. Because Ilobola, it used to be a thing of families coming together. What do you have? We have this, we make it together, and then these children can have something when they start their life. But now it became a thing of, if you don't give me 50,000, you are useless. And then now the guys had to come and work. Then Bashia Bafa, move, and then a whole, I feel like that's a major contribution to fatherlessness, because it perpetuated and it just kept on and on. You were saying?
Abafazi mabafika goal bathola abanye
abafazi bayenza abanye abantwana, and then now abantwana babo bakwatile. It's a lot, dog. It's a lot.
Mess.
And then now a weird thing happened. Mabuyele Makaya, they admire us as if we are making it like us, but they are the ones with the wealth, dog. They have the land, they have the livestock, and that's the ideal life. But do we go back now?
I think this was Trevor Noah. He said, when we've moved into a phase where we now buy community. Like in a community, emakhaya, ingane yakho uyakhona ukuyishare nobani bani. Yabona someone can come aklinele indlu, yabona umakhelwane wakho nje. Now we have to pay people. Yeah, we're paying for community. We pay umuntu akadele ingane, umuntu aklinele. You know,
the economy is tough, man.
Yeah.
I was hoping with these last few minutes that we have, we can just play a game, because you are the most well-learned person I know when it comes to history. Fact or fiction, right? Fact or fiction. I'm just going to go in ngale yaga Mandela. The youth, I feel like a majority of the youth is having conversations around, this guy sold us out. This is not the real Mandela. The real one died. This one is, who they call him? Makanda, Gibson Makanda. Is that fact or fiction according to you?
Yeah. You said two things. It's for me, it's mostly fiction.
Yeah.
Right. I think for me, Mandela did what he was able to do. Yeah. But I fake, actually, I think his family would have seen. It's a conspiracy.
But
imagine
Winnie Madikizela, didn't she say something about Magapum?
Mandela long mazi, I mean. And then they broke up after that.
And then Krasa Machel came in, and then what happened afterwards? People from that side came.
Yeah, because there's also something called the Mandela effect. Apparently, Mandela effect, it's because people thought Mandela died at jail. But they say, actually, he did die. But it's still
maybe the viewers can say something about it. Let's see. Robert Subukwe.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, about that guy. We don't know anything about him. Do you have any facts to tell us about him? Because I heard there was an active movement to erase his
voice. Not just, there's no recording apparently.
Yeah.
They made sure with this guy. The white people felt he was so influential.
Yeah,
but even his words can make black people change. Yeah. But because now we need to fight the system now.
Yeah,
understand? Yeah, I think yes. I think that's one of the. There's a book actually about Robert Sobukwe which I want to buy. Yeah, but that's one of our top leaders actually in this country. Yeah,
and then another guy, Steve Biko. Is what we know about him from Cry Freedom all there is to it, or is there other things? Fact or fiction, this guy used to force people, mangabe mhlawumbe unesiphaze kasi, and then ustoka emakuleni or ustoka kuphi, he would stop you and say, listen, sikhona lezi zinto lezi like us, buy here. Yeah. So do you have any other facts you can share about that guy?
Steve Biko, the black consciousness guy, actually.
Guy.
Who also apparently hated alcohol as well. He's saying it was make events abantu abamnyama to be dull, something like that.
But what is it doing now? Have you seen social media, dog? Mvana, it's glorified, and we have so many young people throwing away their lives just because they want to, have the next fix.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. So you've got a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to, in closing, what does Youth Day mean for you? I think there's some confusions happening, and then is it Pride Month or is it Youth Day? And why is it that Pride Month is in June, which is Youth Month?
It's the US. It's Pride Month around the world, actually, yeah.
But South Africans are adopting it, and what is it doing? Because now if this month becomes remembered as Youth Month for the next 10 years, our children will not know about what happened on June 16th.
Can they celebrate both Pride Month and Youth?
Hey, dog, I don't know.
Okay.
My thing is, attention span for people in general, globally, is too small, right? If you are told a story again and again and again and again, that's how we go. I think that's how religion was introduced to us. We tell a story again and again and again and again, and then it becomes a part of you, right? I feel like if this perpetuates, and I have nothing against the letters. I actually was supposed to have someone from the letters give us their perspective, because now we are just talking from the layman's guy. But I feel like if this is perpetuated, it's gonna end up being Pride Month and not Youth Month, and this tends to happen again. What happened in June 16, because we have a lot of people who gave up their lives
For this,
for
sweet.
this.
I agree.
Is this what they died for?
I get what you're talking about. But damn, yeah, I think we should have someone from the letters in the next episode. It should be more spread out, actually. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. I think this was amazing. This was lovely. I wish we had more time, actually, to indulge in this. Yeah. But thank you so much, Anna.
Now, I think we're gonna do episode 3. So for everyone who's joining us on the live, thank you so much. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties and everything. We'll do better next time. Yeah. Kanjalo, kanjalo. Watch the space, guys. Thank you so much. Yo! Hey,
How was it? Perfect.
It was a conversation.
I see.
It was a conversation and a half.
A great one.
Funny, you see this guy become nothing was.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Selling this, all right?
Yes. Affordable. 29.
I'm a sweet. This was mine, actually.
Oh, I'm wondering who is this?
Yeah, tapping.